I see their eyes so evil. I know they cast that evil eye. Gas tank to the full, no diesel. See the 125 outside, that's mine. On my IG, they creeping. So feeble, hit on the set, that's fine. Let me get to the point, no steeping. They bitter and salty, shit, that's lime.
Oh, hey there. Didn't see you. I've spent about the last 3 weeks in Africa, and I've been to 3 different countries. I spent the first week in South Africa, the second week in Rwanda, and the third week, currently right now, I am staying in Congo, Republic of Congo, which is Brazzaville, not Kinshasa. All 3 of these countries have one thing in common and one thing that's different about each. And for example, South Africa, right? It's a country where you see a lot of white people because of the colonial and apartheid history that it has. And then you have Rwanda, where you see white people, but a lot less in South Africa. But you still see them out and about, and you know, it's quite a integrated environment. Whereas for Congo, you don't see any white people. The only white people I saw in Congo were at the airport, people that were either in layover or diplomats. That means they work for the UN or whatever. And then again, it's only like 3 or 4 people that I saw at the airport. In the city, so far I haven't seen any white people at all. What they have in common now is that in all of those countries, and this is true for most of Africa, social media and influence from society as a whole, as in they said blah blah blah, you don't want to dress like this because they blah blah blah, you know, the big they them, right? That doesn't exist here. And if it does, it's at such a small scale, like family, relatives, or just your group of friends. You know, there's not really that pressure to be conformed into something, right? And it's very ironic because African culture in most countries is very conservative and restrictive and doesn't really allow you to express yourself as you see fit, unlike in America, where in America people judge you quite a lot. Society judges you, people get cancelled, whatever. In Africa, I don't think anyone could get cancelled. If they took YouTube and they placed it in Africa and that was an African thing, no one would get cancelled. That's not, you can't cancel an African person. That doesn't exist, right? And it's kind of funny because you have this society where people don't really care, like, oh man, cancel. They don't really care. You can say offensive things, you can do offensive things, right? As long as you're not committing a crime, no one really cares. Apart from talking about the government, you're not allowed to do that. You are allowed to say and express yourself verbally, right? And you don't really, there's no, okay, you live in a society where there's no pressure from other people to behave a certain way, to look a certain way, to talk a certain way, right? But people are just naturally and culturally more conservative because of the great pressure from their family, from their relatives, not from society. Whereas in America, the society and relatives, they don't really care, you know, they don't care enough. You'll always have someone whose sibling, whatever, is homophobic or racist or xenophobic, right? And the family doesn't really do anything. It's kind of like, oh, we tried sending him to therapy, but it didn't really work. And then society punishes them. Here's the opposite. Family punishes you before society can. Like that. That's what they do, right? That's what people do when they see you on TV or whatever. You'll never find an African person take a time of their day, go on the internet, write a whole article about you, right? Unless you're into politics. Politics is different. Write a whole article about how you didn't want to donate 50 million to this charity, how you scammed your fans, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like, people don't care like that here, you know. They don't really care like that.